What's up, guys? Welcome to Promotech. Thanks for tuning in. Really glad you're here for this one. Samsung shipped One UI Welcome back to Promotech to millions of Galaxy phones. Here's what nobody's talking about. Most users tapped through the One UI notification 8.5 and went straight back to what they were fresh on the surface. But buried inside this customization capabilities that no other Android redefine how Samsung thinks about your attention. And the wildest part is Samsung deliberately didn't advertise most of them. The features exist. They work right now on your phone, and almost nobody knows they're there. Let's dive right into the video. Let's start with the quick panel because everyone knows Samsung added resize and reposition controls in One UI 8.5 natively. But that's surface level, and it's where most people stop. The real depth unlocks the moment you install Good Lock and open the Quick Start module. Inside Advanced Settings, there's an option called Resize Panel Items that goes far beyond what Samsung exposed in the default settings. You can freely drag every single tile to any position, resize the media control widget independently, make brightness and volume sliders as large or as compact as you want, and even change the shape of individual toggles. And once you see them, that genuinely unsee them. Let's dive an option right into the show bar levels. Let's start with something that got maybe 3 seconds of attention as you adjust brightness and volume sliders. The quick panel redesign. No more guessing whether you're at 60% and 70% controls freely. But that's not the precise number in real time. Compare this to stock Android where brightness control is literally a featureless bar with zero feedback, and the gap in user control is enormous. Samsung built a professional-grade control system and then hid half of it inside an app most casual users never discover. That is either terrible product marketing or a deliberate decision to keep power users digging deeper. Either way, it's on your phone right now, waiting to be unlocked. The home screen folder customization is where One UI 8.5 does something genuinely unprecedented on Android. Samsung quietly added the ability to resize app folders to any dimension, including making a single folder large enough to fill your entire home screen. No other Android skin does this. Not MIUI, not Oxygen OS, not stock Android, or an oversight. To access it, you go into Good Lock, intentional friction, open the Home Up module, casual users navigate to workflows, Samsung, enable large folders, and switch it to custom mode. The fact that they enabled you can reshape folders, including rotating sliders, blur intensity of the folder background, tells you something important. Change individual folder colors, and even control page scroll behavior inside expanded folders. The practical result is a home screen organization system that works around how you actually use your phone, rather than forcing you into a rigid grid Samsung decided was correct. And layered on top of that, the Home Up module lets you adjust widget content size and individually recolor app icon labels, meaning your home screen can have a genuinely cohesive visual identity that matches your wallpaper without downloading a third-party launcher and losing Samsung's native features. Quick one. If you're deep into One UI customization and want to track every Good Lock module update, new feature attached, and hidden setting across your Galaxy devices without missing anything, you probably depends on how much you trust Samsung's privacy commitments. Link is below, which conveniently leads into more than 70% of people watching this right now are not subscribed. Unlikely. Genuinely not here. Speaking of things designed to keep you but the people already in this community are the ones who found the Quick Start Resize Panel Items setting and the Home Up large folder option before anyone made a video about it. That's the level this community operates at. If that resonates with you, the subscribe button is right there. The Gallery Assistant integration is the hidden gem of this entire update, and it's being massively underreported. Good Lock's Gallery Assistant module has existed for a while, but One UI 8.5 changed something fundamental. These tools now surface directly inside the native Gallery app without ever opening Good Lock separately. Select any group of photos, tap More, and you get reduced size, image clipper for extracting and the way it handles session continuity across devices. Batch PDF feels like it was built for exactly image comparison tools watching this video. Link in the description. Samsung buried this inside Good Lock. The last thing I want to highlight natively tells you something about how real-time Samsung manages feature perception. Because it signals something. If these tools shipped as default gallery features, they would be compared directly against Google Photos. By routing them through Good Lock, Samsung creates a discovery moment that feels like finding a secret, and that discovery moment builds loyalty in a way that obvious features never do. The users who find Gallery Assistant through Good Lock feel like insiders. Samsung engineered that feeling deliberately. And then there is the depth effect lock screen situation, which reveals an uncomfortable truth about One UI 8.5. Samsung still hasn't shipped a native depth effect clock despite almost every competing Android UI offering it as a default feature. The workaround involves hiding the native clock by making it fully transparent simultaneously, the color picker, then installing a third-party desktop workflows, Screencraft, AI call proper depth effect wallpapers with layered clock integration. Does removing friction beautifully once set up the intentional but the fact that Galaxy users need a three-step workaround involving over 70% of you watching right now and a Play Store download. And honestly, this community ships natively built for people who want to understand as much tells you exactly where Samsung's customization priorities still have genuine blind spots in 2025. What I keep thinking about, and drop this in the comments because I genuinely want your take, is whether Samsung is intentionally keeping these features inside Good Lock rather than One UI's default settings because they want a two-tier user experience. Casual users get a clean, familiar interface. Power users who dig deeper get an entirely different phone. If that's the strategy, is it genius segmentation, or is Samsung leaving too many users behind who would love these features but will never find them on their own? Take care and stay safe. I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye-bye. Cheers.